Hi everyone, this is Abhishek and welcome to Python Tutorial 101. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through building the foundation in programming with Python. So let's begin with some introductions. Once again, welcome to the tutorial. I'm Abhishek, a bachelor in technology in computer science, currently handling multiple roles across multiple organizations. Here are some of my credentials, blowing my own trumpet, followed by what I am currently doing. I believe these credentials do not matter a lot, so let's skip ahead. Why this course? If you are here, I assume that you don't need a definition in programming or in Python, so I'll move on and discuss about why I am creating this course and why I think this will be a good way for you to bootstrap your programming journey. I have structured this course in a way that I believe would have been more helpful to me when I was learning the concepts myself. I emphasize on the why to do XYZ and how to do XYZ instead of do XYZ throughout this course. I believe it helps in understanding the concepts better and also helps in retaining a lot of information that you just learned. I will share some tricks like flashcards, analogies, abbreviations, anagrams, etc. that can help you retain this information. To be honest, this is already available on the internet and in some books. I will just put them together into relevant sections with some changes. That's it. I really want everyone to know about those and use them every day for their benefit. One more important reason behind this course is that I learned most of what I know from free YouTube videos. I am where I am because those people chose to teach those things free of cost on the internet. Now that I have reached a stable position in my career, I feel obligated to give this knowledge back to the community with my added 2 cents. I hope that people will benefit from this and in turn help others. Now let's talk about the curriculum. The curriculum is divided into sections, each section denoting a major chunk of information. The sections are subdivided into modules and they are subdivided into units, but let's get to them later. This has been structured in such a way so that it is beginner friendly. This means that we go into the intuitions of the system in depth. Due to this, experienced programmers from other languages can skip some modules. They are clearly marked to save your time, but I really recommend that beginners should go through each of the modules in sequence. Now let's take a look at the sections. Section 1, Basics of Programming. Here I will detail the fundamental concepts of programming. I will also touch upon many questions that students have about programming, like purpose, career options, challenges, future and viability, etc. Section 2, Intuitions of Programming, where we will discuss real world problems, the differences and similarities between real world and the programming world, and how to interconnect the two worlds. We will take up a black box example where we will describe a problem and solve it using a hypothetical magical Python program. We will not do any real work. We will simply imagine and discuss the properties and powers that the program must have in order to solve this problem. Please note that there is no programming till this section. So if you are here for just the Python course, please feel free to jump to section 3. In the third section, we do the real introduction to Python version 3, which is the latest one in the market right now. We use it to implement some theory that we learned in the previous sections. We do that by first learning about the foundations like syntax, data types, flow of control, repetitive logic, etc. In the end, we go through Python OOP architecture, discussing things like Python's classes are objects, but classes are not objects. And please bear with me on that, as I know it sounds weird right now, but it should all be clear when we visit that unit. We will see how we can leverage those for our benefit. We also talk about what Cython is and how most of Python depends on C to work, which are very interesting to know. Next, in section 4, we dive deep into generic but advanced off topics in Python. We talk a lot more about object-oriented programming like interfaces, abstractions, solid principles, etc., all in reference to Python. We also talk about complex lists and dict comprehensions in a very simplified way. Details in simple language and terms. We also talk about really handy utility concepts like anonymous functions, which are called lambda functions in Python, map and filter functions, etc. We also talk about some quirks in the binary world like multiplication problems and discuss about how to handle them in Python. For example, how to handle multiplication accuracy with the decimal class. We will also talk about memory management, profiling, garbage collection, which are really interesting and important for real applications. We will also discuss about important libraries for different tasks like NumPy for complex mathematical calculations, Pandas for handling large tables, UID for handling IDs, random class for generating random numbers, and a lot more tiny bits of information that will later help us build larger solutions. Thank you for joining us in this journey. See you in the next video.